Hey, what's up everyone? Cardboard.Capitan here, and today I want to do some commentation of this Sultai Desert Sword deck that I've been running in Alchemy. This matchup, I'm going against another version of Desert Sword, so I wanted to do a little bit of compare and contrast to demonstrate the strengths and weaknesses of both versions. Let's get started. So, okay, opening hand. Now, even though I'm running Sultai, I have no blue mana sources, and this is okay, because I can always get more blue from Outcast or Greenblade. I have a little bit of interaction in Desert Stew, but not knowing what I'm going against, or what my opponent is piloting, I'd say this is a good hand, and so I keep it. Opponent plays a Festering Gulch, and I can already tell this is likely a mirror match. Basically, I've learned that the way to take down this deck is to prevent letting the desert player build up, as having Freestrider Lookout that has a snowball effect. Some versions run the Mistweaver Pock. That's also a snowball effect. And basically, they get as many lands as they can out, and that turns to power. So, opponent played Sandstorm Harbinger. So, I'm looking at drawing a Greenblade, just so next turn I can ping the opponent and have a lookout in play. But this Harbinger card, even though the opponent can gain a bunch of life, it's not that great in the mirror match, and opponent drops another Harbinger. So opponent will be gaining 6 life whenever a player casts a land spell, and there's very specific wording in that even though I get a land from the crime effect, it doesn't trigger the Harbinger effect. So right now, I'm just trying to build up my mana base. I decide to hold back, since I don't think this matchup is going to be one from like continuous pressure. So I think next turn a good play for me would be to drop a Pawk and start duplicating lands. Right here I'm trying to figure out if Desert Dew will help out versus the Lookout, but opponent has dead weight. If the opponent had Desert Stew, then they would cast it, since they have enough deserts to make it lethal and take out the Lookout. But I can start building my land base right now. I also want to see my opponent's hand. That's why I'm playing this Conduit Pylons. So it comes untapped, and I can cast the Deep Cavern Bat in my hand. Drawing a bunch of lands right now, not ideal. By the way, that's a cool sleeve effect. Opponent has 2 green shells and a dead weight. Generally, this strat with the bat is just to take out removal in their hand. Not only does it prevent them answering your bat, it also protects your primarily creature-based strategy. So the lookout comes into play for the opponent. Walls my bat now, so I won't be gaining life, and now opponent removes my bat, period. But I do have two Freestrider Lookouts. I'm not seeing anything I should be worried about with what's revealed in their hand. Now, I commit some crimes from this the desert. And it also comes into play tapped. Right now, I want to answer their lookout because even though I'm at 14 life, there's a danger I get pinged to death. And I also Desert Stew in their upkeep. Freestyle Lookout has a limit of doing one crime per turn to get its effect. And so if I do it in their upkeep, I can remove their creature, I'll get the crime effect, and they can't play the land to trigger that crime effect. Mistweaver Palk, it also triggers for the first time per turn from that crime effect, so I get 2 lands from that play, from Palk at least. But the opponent has another Freestrider Lookout. Not too worried because I also have another Desert Stew. But as you can see, these pings add up. I'm at 12 right now, and the opponent's at 55, so... Now this is the card I don't usually see played in this deck, but Hunter's Talent, form of targeted removal in green, and it also provides trample for the creatures. Now, a lot of the bigger creatures don't have any sort of evasion, like the Green Blade, the Palk, and so they can be chump blocked indefinitely, but Hunter's Talent provides a way for them to get trampled and be removal at the same time, so it could work. So, okay, no lands from Freestrider Lookout, but I do have Vine Lasher, so I can start dealing direct damage. I'm probably going to be dealing at least 5 per turn for the ping lands. Also have Vine Lasher. And Vine Lasher also triggers from Cocoon Green Shell. So this is a lot of damage for the turn in short. I'm probably gonna play Desert Stew in their upkeep again, but I'm trying to draw a better land, so Conduit Pylons is my land of choice for this turn. And I draw another Palk, I draw a Green Shell, and I draw a Green Blade. So 2020 Palk, swinging. And as you can see, the life gain they had from earlier turns, not a big deal because you have ridiculously large creatures. Again, casting in their upkeep. Let's see, Lush Oasis on top, I don't need any more lands. Hawk's gonna duplicate the pylons, so the sequence goes again. Oh, by the way, I control 19 deserts. Let's see what opponent does. Opponent also runs POC. So, opponent has solved the meaning of life right now. Opponent's at 42, I'm at 12. Again, I have to look out for pings. Opponent drops green shell and gets the anthem effect because there's 10 or more lands on their side. I also have a green shell. And now I have 2 triggers. So let's see what's happening this turn. Opponent starts at 42. And I'm getting a bunch of lands. And pop triggers duplicating land, and it happens to be a ping land, so I take 1 extra from it coming into play. Green shell triggers from the green blade. And right now I think I can safely start searching for ping lands. Just to machine gun the opponent down. Get another green blade, green shell triggers. And I draw 2 doppelgangers. And I think I misplay here. I should have casted an untapped land so I could have doppelganged for 3. But either way, I duplicate 2 ping lands. I also could have duplicated Hunter's talent and removed one of their creatures. Yeah, there's plenty of things I can do could have done to win the game, but you know, just to showcase the versatility of Doppelgang. That looks like, what, 20 triggers from 4 Vine Lashers. And that's 5 more triggers. I probably should have just swung in here, but opponent taps out. Let's go to the sideboard. So, with the mirror match, again, I think the play here is to focus on the early game, prevent them from building up. I usually run Grave Expectations because the opponent runs a lot of the same cards I'll be using. I've been taking what's that? Throw All Together out when I've been putting a lot of non-creature spells in. But I think one day I'll try keeping it in because it is usually 2 cards for 1. And it helps put your engine on the board. Also went Outrageous Robbery for the same reason with the heist. Since you're usually building up a lot of lands on the field, you can get a lot of cards from Outrageous Robbery. But let's see what happens. Opponent plays first. I don't like this hand because Doppelgang's in it. I also don't like this hand because yeah, not a lot of lands. This hand, it's a little better. I don't have a green source, which isn't that great. But I do have Mirage Mason now. Go is the blue-black desert, just because I have a lot of 2-drops that need the black. But I'm not seeing a creature, so. Right now, both of us are just trying to build up the field. Forest, that works. Okay, the Harbinger. I'm thinking about removing it. I think here it's a good call because I don't have a lot of deserts coming into play. I think I do make a misplay here because I should have played a forest next. That way, I play Mythweaver Pawk, I duplicate a swamp, and I have enough mana to remove the Freestrider Lookout. But an opponent commits a crime, gets tramp up. You know, unfortunately, to draw a swamp here. I'm able to play that. It gets duplicated, and I can remove their lookout. Again, in the mirror match, you want to prevent the opponent from building up, snowballing their land, and getting major advantage from that. So, opponent also has Pawk. So, cast Virtue of Persistence. There's a few spicy targets on the opponent's side, but I believe he has the answer here. Yeah, Get Lost. So, I mean, I could have played Green Shell too, but I'd rather wait until I can get that Ansem effect for having 10 lands in play. So, another Harbinger. And opponent has removal for the Pawk on my side. And another desert. So I think my strategy here is just to get the green shell as defensive, as tanky as possible through the map tokens. I feel that Lookout isn't going to do much for me right now, just because I have a lot of land right now, and I'm looking for answers, but I'm getting desert flooded by the Harbinger. Okay, I have Desert Stew now, so that'll help at least. Now I can also block, something. Unfortunately, opponent has a land drop, and so their Pawk can be a 9/9 now. And I'm force block or I die from damage. Oh, that's another thing you gotta look out with this deck. A lot of the times auto tapper will mess you up. And not pick the ideal lands to tap. So sometimes you'll want to manually tap. I'm able to take out the Pawk. And I'm just trying to gain a little life so I can recover a bit. But going back, you want to manually tap, especially when you have uncolored, colorless lands in play, just so you don't end up tapping colored mana when you didn't need to. Opponent also has a Ritual of Prison. But I'm able to get a pop. And yet another desert. And another desert. Let's see, I'm a death door. Yeah, they have removal, so yeah, I just can see. Even if the opponent had a tap land too, tap desert would have worked. Let's see what my strategy is here too. Right now I'm going for disruption. Maybe here I should have taken out outrageous robbery and grave expectation. Yeah, I think I sideboarded wrong here. Like, usually I'll try the heist strategy if I'm on the draw. But since I'm on play, I should play more offensive, so that's a misplay on my part. But we'll see what happens. Okay, I have 2 grave expectations. I can play turn 1 and turn 2, so I think I have a good start depending on what I heist. Oh, more removal, that's excellent. Let's see. I always enjoy seeing a Virtue of Persistence. Oh, more lands. So right now, I'm struggling for green lands. But I choose to keep it on top. Now I do have green in play. So I get hit with Phantasmal Extraction. Let's give the opponent remove. Probably the pop. Alright, goodbye, PogChamp. But, I'm heisting, and I can just heist the opponent's Pog. Let's see. No one's really building their board so far. Here the opponent plays a Green Blade, and I haven't talked too much about Green Blade, but it's a great card for fixing your mana while being a threat later in the game. It's one of the pivotal key cards in this deck. And so I remove it ASAP. Okay, Lookout. Another card that needs to be removed on site. And as you can see, I missed my land drop, unfortunately, and opponent gets an extra land for their turn. So let's see. A lot of removal. I think here I'm going for Desert Stew. Oh, I take away 1 virtue. I don't think it matters too much. And I'm getting walled by the green shell. And I missed my land drop again. So I drop the Lookout, knowing that the opponent's likely to remove it. I could have dropped the Pok also, but then the opponent has Desert Stew. And I've missed 2 land drops in a row, so it happens, right? And the opponent can also drop a Virtue of Persistence now. Alright, swings for 4. And yeah, has 2 Virtues of Resistance. So here, I feel pretty desperate right now. I'm playing Outrageous Robbery for 2 just to get more lands. And I do get a desert that comes into play tapped, so not a bad deal. So I'm trying to play catch up here, get more lands into play, but you know, the opponent has clear advantage. One Virtue of Persistence in play with a potential another one coming into play. What I probably should have done here is Desert Stew in response, so that way next turn I can drop a Doppelgang. But opponent takes out Desert Stew anyway. Now with Doppelgang, what I could do is Doppelgang a Virtue, Doppelgang a Green Blade. Looks like the opponent's going to be removing my Green Blade soon. There goes the Porcine Portent. And I'm just trying to get blockers right now. Now at this point, if I Doppelgang the Virtue, I'm dead, so I need a blocker now. Now I think if I went Pawk first, I could have went Pawk into Doppelgang. But right now I feel like I'm gonna be dead soon, so it was more of a desperation misplay. Alright, and having a Virtue of Persistence, yeah, I'm just misplaying left and right. Because the opponent can just bring back the bats. I think what I should have done there, play a Pawk, have the Pawk duplicate a forest, and go from there. Opponent removes a creature in response. I'm like, okay, I'm pretty much done. But I played out. I believe. Let's see. I wanted to see what I drew too. Like, just play another Virtue of Persistence. You got this. You know, and if I played my Virtue, then the opponent could just play the Porcine, get the enchantment removing pig. I think it's the first pig. and I'd be dead. Yeah, I'm pretty much like dead. It's like, again, the way you win this matchup, I think, stop the opposing player from building up their board. I got really hurt when I missed 2 land drops, and that forced some desperation on my side just to stay into play. But yeah, another land. I'm done. So, yeah, it was kind of painful to rewatch the last few minutes. Full of misplays, full of frustration from missing land drops. But, you know, that's magic, right? Overall, I did learn a few things. This Desert Sword deck is something I want to grind out to see how far I can go with it. It's my deck of choice for this season. So, with that said, if you enjoyed the content, do give me a follow. You can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, under Cardboard.Capitan, my Moxfield, where you can find this deck and other decks. Cardboard.Capitan. If you enjoyed the content, do like, do comment, do subscribe. I read your comments. I enjoy talking. I enjoy conversating. And with that said, wherever you are, have a good night, good morning, good afternoon. I'll see you all next time. Bye.